The Detroit Lions add a golden addition to their receiving corps. I'm Jim Baskel with the latest ESPN headlines. Former Seattle Seahawk wide receiver Golden Tate agrees to a 5-year deal to join the Lions. ESPN's Josina Anderson reporting it's worth $31 million. $13.25 million of which is guaranteed. We are joined on the phone by Michael Rothstein, who covers the Lions as a reporter for ESPN.com. And Michael, this is a player, 64 receptions, almost 900 receiving yards, 5 touchdowns. He was a big part of that Seattle offense a year ago. What is he going to mean to this Lions offense?
Oh, he's going to mean a lot, starting with his hands. That's part of what attracted Detroit to him initially is he catches the ball, and that was a big problem for the Lions last season. They led the league in drops and drop rates. And Golden Tate's had the best hands in the league the past couple of years. So that's been a big, big thing for them. The other thing is he adds a speed component opposite of Calvin Johnson. That's something that the Lions did not have a season ago when Chris Durham was their number 2 receiver and Nate Burleson was their slot guy, and both of them are not as fast as Golden Tate. All of a sudden now you have Golden Tate on one side, Calvin Johnson on the other, and teams can't necessarily double and triple Calvin Johnson anymore because Tate is a vertical threat who can beat a cornerback one-on-one down the field, and that should open up potentially more opportunities for Calvin Johnson, which is something he hasn't had in the past few years.
Michael, it's interesting this year because the NFL draft is in May, so there's a 2-month gap between the start of free agency and the NFL draft. With regards to future free agents, what are the other areas the Lions are looking to address?
Well, they're still going to need a safety. They still might need a cornerback. Phil Costa from Dallas was also in today, and he's a backup center potentially. No word on whether he will join the Lions or not, but they clearly need somebody behind veteran Dominic Raiola who could eventually be their center of the future. So those are going to be areas that they're going to look at. If Willie Young doesn't come back, defensive end might be an area. If Brandon Pettigrew doesn't re-sign with the Lions, tight end will be an absolute need for Detroit. So there's still a lot of holes to fill, and they also need some more receivers too because they're trying to completely remake their receiving core other than Calvin Johnson. So you look at it, and those are areas that they're going to need to fill. They still have a lot of them, and their cap number is going to be a lot less now. So you might see them make 1 or 2 more moves and maybe then try to find some more cap room to make some more moves, and then they're going to try to fill everything else in the draft.
Michael Rothstein covers the Lions for ESPN.com. Michael, thanks for the insight.
No problem.
Again, Golden Tate comes to terms on a 5-year deal with the Detroit Lions. You can read more about this story right here on ESPN.com. With the latest ESPN headlines, I'm Jim Baskel.